Now we're on. Did you want to say something?
Yeah.
What?
Spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti. That's what you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Are we having spaghetti for dinner?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Awesome. Did you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to my Mealtime Monday. Although I might just change it to Mealtime Missy. That way I can do it on
Hi,
any
Missy.
day.
Hi, Missy.
I'm Mom.
Hi, Missy.
I'm Mom.
Hi, Missy.
No, I'm Mom.
Hi,
Silly kid.
Missy.
Okay, give me a kiss. And say bye.
Bye.
Okay. Guess I might be changing to just Mealtime with Missy, so I can do it on any day. And I'm doing something a little different this time. I'm pre-recording my video because I've been having issues when I'm going live. My video has not been very good. The quality has been terrible, and it's really annoying, and less people want to watch because it's all fuzzy and it looks like there's just steam in the whole room and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to pre-record. I don't know if I'll edit, but I might. Depends on how long I take and what happens. But that just means that in the future I can edit. I can make more intense food and longer meals because I can edit out all the in-between stuff. And then I'm probably going to put this on YouTube and then share the link on my Facebook page and see what happens. And hopefully you guys can still see me over there. I'm not going to be able to interact with you. I won't see live comments, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. See how everyone likes it. You can give me feedback. Let me know if you like it. If you'd rather me just go live. If you want me to just put it on Facebook. Too hard to find me on YouTube. Whatever. Whatever you have to say, let me know. So today what I'm doing, we're just having spaghetti for dinner, but I'm making my own sauce. I'm making a Bolognese. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I don't always make my own sauce, but once in a while it's nice to jazz it up because your own homemade sauce is so good. Especially this one. This one is really, really good. I already put in half a pound of beef and half a pound of pork. Not sausage, just plain pork. And let this cook for a little bit so we weren't standing here waiting for it for a long time. It's getting pretty cooked. And then also you're going to add 6 ounces, mine's already diced, of pancetta. And I guess you could probably use bacon. I know this is a little bit different. But this is really delicious. It's kind of expensive, but it's worth it. So when I make the sauce, which I've only made a few times, I definitely use the pancetta. Go for it. Spring for it. And what usually happens is that it makes a lot, so I'll use maybe half of it and then freeze the other half. And then I have homemade sauce for the next time I want to make something else. This is really good with lasagna because it's way less watery than the store-bought sauce, which is what I usually use in my lasagna. This is really good. It's nice and thick, and it really helped the lasagna stand up well, and it wasn't runny. Oh my goodness, delicious. So I do like the fact that it makes a ton, and you can just freeze it. And then you get excited. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make whatever it is with this red sauce because I have this awesome sauce waiting for me in the freezer. So that's cool. The other thing is, though, although it doesn't take long to put it together, it is supposed to cook for about 4 hours. I'm running late today, so I'm probably not going to cook it for 4 hours. But really, the longer you can cook it, the better. You can even make it all in your pan, throw it in the crock pot, and then just let it sit in the crock pot for all day or whatever. I'm going to let mine cook. Gosh, it's almost 4 o'clock here, so I'm running short. We'll probably be eating about 7 or 7:30, so I can let it cook as long as possible. I'm going to let that cook a little bit longer, and I'm going to talk to you guys. I got a new haircut. I'm so excited. It's been like a year since I got a haircut, so I'm excited about that. I even gave myself bangs. Well, I didn't give them to myself. I asked for my lady to give them to me. But I did pin them back because I didn't want them to be all on my face and me have to keep moving them out. But I really enjoy my haircut. I'm so excited. And I just got this awesome red lipstick from Kat Von D. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it doesn't come off. Watch this. Oh, there is a little tiny bit of red, but not as much as you would think. And I just put it on, so that's pretty awesome. And I don't usually wear red, but I'm always looking for a good red. This one's pretty good. So I just had to share that because I was excited about it. So because I'm not familiar with this recipe, I did write it down and it's up here on my cabinet. It comes from culinaryginger.com. So if you want to go check, I believe it's a her, I don't know, maybe it's not a her. Go check it out and see what else they have. You can. Hopefully I can still post the recipe. At least I know on Facebook I'll be able to post the recipe. I'm not familiar with YouTube, so I'm not sure what I'm doing as far as posting stuff over there, but we'll see. So I have all my meats. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. It says half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So we're gonna do that. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. I haven't done much today. I did order a Cricut machine, and I ordered the machine with a bundle, and I haven't received my bundle yet. So I called them today to my dog is in here thinking I'm gonna drop something, to see what the heck is going on with my bundle. And I was on the phone for 30 minutes on hold. I ended up hanging up and then I went on the live chat, so that was much easier. And it's supposed to be here today. I don't know. I think it's about past the time that they would deliver, but it could still show up. Listen, please don't ride your bike in here while I'm cooking, okay? You're gonna have to wait. He wants to ride his bike. He likes to ride his bike around the kitchen. And even though this is making grease, I don't usually drain it because it cooks and simmers for so long. It's kind of helps add flavor with the fat. And you can come in every once in a while and stir it so it's not stuck to the bottom. And then you can also take a cup or something and like skim off the fat that comes to the top. Out, please. My dogs want to be in here too. You want a sip of my tea?
Yeah.
Okay. So, also, I got the biggest carrot you've ever seen. I only used half of it because it was so big. I took a picture of it before I used it. This is half of the carrot.
Can I try carrots?
Here's one little piece of carrot. I gotta put the rest in here. I'm gonna turn it down because this is cooked up pretty good. So now you add your carrot. 1 carrot.
Can I have carrots and celery with dinner?
Yes, with dinner.
Yeah.
1 onion. And I chopped all this up. Try to make it all nice and uniform, little choppies. And celery. See, most sauce, I mean, I'm not familiar with the Bolognese, so I just use regular spaghetti sauce out of the jar. So I'm not used to having all this other stuff in here, and I thought it was kind of weird the first time I made it, but it was so good. And so don't be afraid to add all this funky stuff to your sauce. And it's not really funky, but it seemed kind of odd to me. So I added that. You want to let that cook for a few minutes. I'm going to let that cook. What does it say? Like 3 minutes. I could not find, this is so silly, I could not find tomato puree. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem was. I stood there for like 5-10 minutes looking. There was 1 can and it was like $5 for 1 can, so I wasn't gonna get that. Whew, I had a sneeze coming on, excuse me. So I went ahead and I got crushed tomatoes, and it's in tomato puree. And I thought I was gonna take my immersion blender and kind of blend it up more, but it looks pretty good. You can still see chunks, but I don't mind chunks of tomato in my sauce, and it has enough other liquids that I think it'll be fine. So I did look up the difference. Let me see if I can remember. I think it's a little thicker and a little tastier. You know, I shouldn't be saying all this because I don't remember. I just looked it up and I could be wrong, but feel free to correct me if I am wrong. I think the crushed tomatoes will be just fine. I much rather would pay like $1 or whatever for this big old jar than $5 for the same size jar just because it said puree on it. So it says 3.5 cups of your puree, but we're not gonna add that yet. I'm gonna add my garlic, and if you usually watch my videos, I usually use the garlic in a jar just because it's real easy. I just pour a bunch in the jar. I actually did fresh garlic for this one because I just think this sauce is so special and it's so deserving of some super fresh, yummy garlic. It says 5 cloves of garlic. I probably did a little more than that because it's garlic. What does that mean? Never too much garlic. If it says 1 clove of garlic, you add at least 2, right? 1 clove of garlic. Who just uses 1 clove of garlic? That's if you're just gonna eat 1 clove of garlic, right? Garlic and cheese, man. Garlic and cheese. Oh, that smells good already. Smells delicious. So now we're going to add some wine. And I don't usually buy cooking wine when something calls for wine. It's usually more expensive. And then I won't be drinking any, but you can drink what's left. This only takes 1 cup, so then you have like half a bottle of wine or more to drink for fun. Woo! But I won't be drinking any. I'll probably give it to David. He likes the white wine. But it does call for 1 cup of white wine. And I just buy the cheap stuff. Whatever's the cheapest. The cheapest and white. Except Moscato. I wouldn't put Moscato in my food because that's really super sweet. And I think that this was the less sweet of what we looked at. And don't worry, because when you cook alcohol, it cooks it out. So you're just really adding the flavor of the wine. You're not going to be serving something with alcohol to your kiddos. Okay. We're going to let that simmer for a bit, just a few minutes. Once you add everything, well, you add your couple ingredients, let it cook for a few minutes, add a couple more, let it cook for a few minutes. And we're almost done here. Almost ready to let this baby simmer. Also, it calls for beef stock, which I guess is actually more flavorful than broth, but I always have broth on hand, so I'm just gonna use broth. I don't think it matters that much. If you really care, you can make sure that you buy stock, but I just buy the broth. Once in a while I buy the stock, but like I said, I always have broth on hand, so, and it does call for, oh, actually, we'll add the tomatoes next. See, I actually have to look at the recipe, because I'm not familiar with this. Add the tomatoes, mix it in. Oh my gosh, it's filling up my pot. It's gonna be so delicious. It smells so good already. And Odin's in there saying, it does not smell good already. Crazy kid. It's really thick. Oh, it's nice. And I'm sure if you want it less thick, you could add more broth. You could even add water. It's up to you. I like it nice and thick. And plus when it simmers, it gets more liquidy. So I am gonna add my 1 cup of the beef broth. And then 1 cup of milk. And that's gonna be it. And then you just let this baby simmer, simmer, simmer. Let's mix it all up. Ooh, see all that little last bit of liquid? Made it really liquidy. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. It's almost as full as the American chop suey I made last week. Delicious. Okay, that's it. Now you let this baby simmer for as long as you can. It says at least 4 hours. I'm gonna try and let it go for 3.5 maybe if I'm lucky. put a lid on it. It says partially cover it. I'm gonna let it come to a boil, then I'll turn it down to simmer. What if you watch what is it, Worst Cooks? Chef Ann says B2B R2 R2S, yeah, bring to boil, reduce to simmer. I watched that last night. If you watch that show, let me know if you're happy with who the final people are. I was hoping that the other 2 people would make it to the finals, but whatever. You know, good for them. Good for them. But I'm gonna bring this to a boil, turn it down, cover it with a nice lid, and then come in every so often and stir it up so it's not sticking to the bottom. If you start to see the fat, because remember we didn't drain the meat, you can skim it off the top. I'll leave this handy so we can just skim off the fat. And I do usually do that because you can see it on the top without taking away too much liquid. That's a job for David. He likes to come in and stir things, so he'll be heading home pretty soon, and I'll let him come and stir, and he'll be so excited. Woo! So that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Again, you can add this to spaghetti, which later I'm just gonna make some noodles and some garlic bread and a salad, and we're gonna have some fancy sauced spaghetti. And then the other part, whatever we don't use for spaghetti, I'm gonna freeze and use for whatever my little heart desires in the near future. But thank you for watching. Let me know how you enjoy me not being live. If it's weird, if you'd rather me go live, if you'd rather me just be on Facebook, if you don't mind me going over to YouTube. Let me know what you think. I would greatly appreciate your opinions. Thank you for joining me with Mealtime with Missy, and I will see you next time. Bye.